I'm James Spann. This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Extreme video. This is for Thursday, the 24th day of June. Another sizzling hot afternoon, but tropics are heating up. Maybe some changes in our weather in coming days. A lot to talk about, so let's go right to it and look out the window. First off, the Skycam view coming from Tuscaloosa. From the top of the Tuscaloosa County Courthouse, looking back off to the west. Pretty decent cumulus field there, but those cumulus clouds having a hard time growing up into thunderstorms because of warm air aloft. We'll go up north to Decatur. Nice look there at the Tennessee River. And way down south, Gulf of Mexico there. Basically, we're looking at the hangout in the parking lot around the public beach, as seen from the Skycam on top of the Phoenix All Suites. And, of course, that oil comes and goes, and now they're getting a little nervous down there about the tropics, and we'll talk about that here in just a moment. Take a look at the water vapor satellite shot, and you can see the heat ridge firmly in place across the deep south. Not a lot has changed today, and accordingly, convection is at a minimum. Got a line of storms northeast of here. Check out the numbers. A little hotter out there today. We've seen swings in the numbers. These are at 2 o'clock. We've got Tuscaloosa at 94, Birmingham at 92, Anniston at 93. Hey, check out the numbers around the nation. Looks like temperatures are at 100 around Richmond, Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia. See some 100s down into parts of the Carolinas. It is just brutal over there, so it could be worse. But look at the 70s up north in the wake of the big storms they had yesterday up around the Great Lakes. Check the watch warning map. Well, first off, the local radar at 2:15, and not much. I mean, see a few isolated showers, and that's it. Looks like one down around Alexander City and Dadeville, a couple of others, and looks like anything for the rest of this evening will stay very widely spaced. Severe weather watches all the way from near Bristol, Tennessee to Baston, with a line of storms up through there. Number of warnings. All those dots represent counties under severe thunderstorm warnings. There's the southernmost watch. That does include Bristol, Tennessee, Lynchburg, Virginia. On over to Chesapeake Bay. That's in effect until 10 o'clock Eastern time tonight for that line of storms you see advancing in from the north. The severe weather risk today for that region, all the way up in New England. Slight risk up near the Canadian border. Day 2, a fairly large risk over the northern plains, the Dakotas and Minnesota. And on day 3, the risk stays up north, and that's what you expect in summer. All right, tropics, everybody buzzing about this. The wave in the Caribbean is not developed as of yet, but don't be shocked if it does once it gets into the Gulf. The guys at NHC still have a 40% chance of this thing getting into a tropical depression status, and I would suggest it might be higher than that. Look at the modeling. A number of the models have shifted left, and they've been shifting left and shifting right. And again, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to get focused on these now because the thing's just not on the board yet. It's not organized. The intensity tracks, most all of the dynamic models keep this thing at tropical storm intensity out to 126 hours. And understand the early season systems rarely become major hurricanes. The ship's intensity guidance brings it up to a Category 2 hurricane. We note that, but that's an outlier. Speaking of outliers, this is the I don't know if I'd call this an outlier. Take it back. This is one model output from the wharf, and this thing has it as a weak tropical storm south of Mobile Bay, middle of next week, and not particularly strong. Now, let me say this. We've got the Canadian, ramps this thing up into what could be a hurricane, coming right up into New Orleans, Lake Pontchartrain, coastal Mississippi. That's a hit very much like Katrina. I'm not saying it's going to be that strong. I don't think it will. It might be just a tropical storm. But so you got those two models in that camp. They want to bring it up here to the north central Gulf, and that's problematic for the oil slick and everything else. But as you saw many of the other models further west, look at the European. It's got the thing moving into Brownsville, Texas, out there toward the middle of next week. This is late Wednesday night. And that's the spread. So you got some of the models want to bring it up toward New Orleans, Mississippi Gulf Coast, the Alabama Gulf Coast. You got the other ones that want to bring it over here. So model madness is ruling. And again, we'll sit back and wait and watch it. It's just simply too early for anybody to know where this thing is going. Take a look at the output of the GFS. This is the 12Z run, valid at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Ridge a little weaker, ever so slightly. We all know just a few degrees difference up top can make the difference in how much convection you see. We'll mention the chance of a few scattered storms around tomorrow. Saturday, Ridge slightly weaker. We think we'll see an increase in convection, mainly scattered afternoon storms, and pretty much the same deal on Sunday. Pretty good moisture axis here. So heat levels come down a little bit, down toward 90, with a better chance of showers and storms in the afternoon. Still, rainfall distribution will be very uneven. Go to Monday of next week. You can see the trough developing over the east as the heat ridge moves west. Down below that could be a fairly decent coverage of showers and storms Monday. Tuesday, the trough becomes better established, and it's a pretty high amplitude pattern. Trough, ridge, trough. And, of course, the core of the westerlies are still north of here, but no doubt will be involved with that trough, and you can see a surface boundary near the Alabama-Tennessee border on Tuesday afternoon. But still, that would suggest Tuesday we'd stay in the moist air. And, again, we have to wonder if just maybe anything in the Gulf wants to pull northeast up on that surface boundary, up toward that trough. And then Wednesday of next week, we get into dry air. Dry continental air. Nights would be a little cooler. Humidity value should be a little lower if that's right. And the same thing on Thursday. And look at that. The GFS develops this surface low in the Atlantic along that old surface boundary. Could that be Alex, the tropical storm? So you can see, you just got models all over the road. Some want to take it into Mexico. Some want to pull it up northeast on the front. We just don't know yet. But whatever, the GFS is suggesting we're dry Wednesday and Thursday of next week. And again, a lot of uncertainty with the tropical system in play. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And if you're local to us, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 in Birmingham at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.